this is. Like, I'm guessing orange, but it doesn't say. I read the whole bottle. And the fact that it says brew makes me think it's tea, but I think it's orange. I made a point not to look it up anywhere, okay? Like, I wanted to, like, read what it's supposed to taste like, but I didn't. I want to be surprised. So, let's try it. It did not make a lot of noise. I hope it's not flat. Okay, I'm gonna taste it out of the bottle first and then pour it into the cup. Oh, it's orange. Yeah, it's orange soda. I don't know how to describe it other than it's orange. Carbonated, flavored, soft drink. I mean, it's okay. I don't know why it's called Iron Brew. Like, what is the deal? Somebody tell me. What is the deal here? Why doesn't it just say orange soda? I mean, it's fine. Okay, let me pour it into this cup. It doesn't like fizz at all. Is it supposed to be like that? I mean, it tastes a little carbonated, but it doesn't like have any bubbles. Somebody out there, somebody's from the UK. I know you. I see you. Okay, let me just look at this bottle for a second. So it's got a picture of like a muscle man. Okay, so it's got something to do with lifting, but I don't understand why. Looking for the ingredients. I can't even read them. I read them before, though. There wasn't anything shocking in there. Like, nothing that tells you anything valuable. But anyway, it's 94 calories, 0 fat, 17 milligrams of sodium, 23 carbs, 0 protein in one bottle. Okay, so if you got any more info, I definitely want to hear it. Let's take another sip and okay, let's have some gum. I have Kool-Aid gum, which is not very good, okay, but it chews nicely. sweater weather is better than t-shirt weather. Okay. I agree. Yeah, I do. Especially since right now, I am definitely feeling that way because this has been one long, hot and humid summer that is never ending. Every single day, day after day after day, it is hot as heck out, okay? And I'm fed up with it. So, but anyway, in general, I prefer cold weather over hot. I just really do. I love being able to like bundle up, use my heating blanket. It's just way more comfortable to me. And air conditioning is just never good, you know? Either your house is too hot or the air conditioner is making you freeze. I've never been able to get it to be a happy medium. So I agree with that one. Okay. Now from 123XYZ. Pineapple does not belong on a pizza. Okay, now there's a few here, so I'm gonna do one at a time. I like pineapple on pizza. It's kind of like a sweet and savory combination. So I definitely like it. Next, people who know better should say no more often. I mean, you know, yeah, sometimes you should say no to things. Like, don't try to always be a people pleaser. Sometimes you gotta stop and think, I gotta please myself, you know? I gotta do what's right for myself. Sometimes, you know, not all the time. You shouldn't say no to everything. But when you repeatedly do something that you don't enjoy, at some point it's time to say no. You know, like, I don't want to make these things too long, but like, for example, year after year after year, I've been invited to a certain thing that I don't enjoy. And finally, after many years, I said, life is too short for me to keep doing this. I'm not doing it anymore. The end, you know? Okay, it isn't what it is, it's what you make of it. Sometimes, I think that expression, "it is what it is just something you say when you just run out of things to say. You know? Like, you tell someone a story of something that happened to you and there's really nothing more to say about it. And you're just like, yeah, well, it is what it is, you know? I mean, maybe you could do something about it, but it's kind of just an expression. There's a difference between being blissfully unaware and ignorant. Yes. Like, example. If someone is talking badly about you behind your back and you don't know, you're blissfully unaware. You don't know, it's whatever, right? And I've always said, if someone's talking bad about me, don't tell me. I don't want to hear that. You know, unless it's a person that's close to me and I need to know that they, are stabbing me in the back, you know what I mean? But like, if it's just a person out there somewhere talking bad about me, why are you gonna tell me? What am I gonna do? Feel bad? Like, what's the point? But ignorant is like all the signs are there and you just don't notice them. Okay, so that's kind of true. And the last one from this person is common sense. Actually is pretty common, and those who say it's not lack critical thinking skills. Well, I guess given that it is called common sense, it must be common. Alright. Alrighty. addition, awards for participation are BS. Yes. And no. Mostly yes. I mean, if you have, or if you had a young child, at some point, you know that they love them, right? They're super happy. They don't care that they didn't win or whatever, but they got a participation trophy, and that's, super awesome. At some point, they come to realize it's not worth anything, But when they're really little, they don't care. I mean, they'd be happier if they won, but they're happy they got something, But on the other hand, it doesn't teach them about, the real reason for awards is for the winners, and if you're not the winner, then you need to learn to accept that feeling and whatever. So, maybe there should be like an age cutoff where those awards should stop coming. Maybe if you're like, I don't know, up to like 6 years old, you could get like a smaller trophy just for participating, and then after that, that goes away. I don't know. From Piper Brandt. Oh, there was a lot here too. Okay. Marvel plus Disney are taking over cinema and other art content that we would otherwise be watching, going to theaters for, and it's honestly gross and a monopoly and needs to be deconstructed by the government, like they did with the monopolies a century ago. It wouldn't be fair for me to respond to that because I don't like Marvel type things. Is it Marvel? Sorry, Marvel. I don't like Marvel because I'm not a superhero fan, so I shouldn't respond. Number 2, I am also already over Facebook Meta, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. I mean, I do feel like they are just all over the place, like the same video. Like, people can make it on TikTok, they post it on Instagram, they post it on Facebook. They're all over the place, right? And you kind of fall into this hole and you forget where you even are, am I right? Like, you click on one of these shorts, let's say you're on Instagram, and you're watching it, and then you click to the next one, and you're watching that, and then the next, and the next, and the next, and then you spend 20 minutes doing it, and you can't even remember what site you're on anymore. So, yeah. The top 1% of social media influencers and tycoons like Zuckerberg, Musk, Bezos, and Branson need to stop making content. They will never stop making money, and this will make it sound less like a bunch of a-holes run capitalism, which is, of course, the case. See Jordan Belfort in Wolf of Wall Street, for example, but that is beside the point. I think they should take a page out of Beyonce's book and take a pledge of silence toward the media gamut. I'll just leave that one alone. Thanks for reading, and hurting people, not being super rude, like all that applies to any age. Okay, number 2, mayo is disgusting, even the smell. Yup. You got me there. I do not eat mayo. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to smell it. None of the above. This is a reusable straw, by the way. It is plastic, though. It came in a cup with a straw, you know? Like, you know, okay, I don't have to say anymore. Okay. From Loki. I do not like 99% of fruits. I only like in this country. Soccer is not the thing, but we definitely know what you're talking about because football is huge and baseball huge. Do you know what those players make in baseball? It's crazy. And I personally don't watch sports, but whatever, like if other people want to enjoy sports, it's fine with me. Like it doesn't affect me. My husband is not super into sports. Like he'll watch it with my son from time to time, but he's not like addicted, so it really hasn't touched my life in any way. But I mean, I know it is crazy the amount of money they make, but who's paying the money? You know, where does the money come from? I guess it comes from the fans who are buying the tickets and everything, so I don't feel like that money could be redistributed elsewhere if it didn't go to the players, but I don't know. I could be wrong. And I wonder why soccer is not a big sport here. From Mandy RVT. I believe children should receive the woman's last name since she went through all the hard work. Okay, well, isn't that up to you? Like, if you're not married, don't you decide that? As the mother, don't you get to give them your last name, like, automatically? And if you are married and you took your husband's name, then you're gonna want to give your baby the same name. So I don't know. You tell me, how does it work? But I thought you do get to choose. If you're not married, I thought you can give them your last name, and isn't that typically what you do? Okay, from L. Some YouTube watchers have a gross sense of entitlement when they are dissatisfied with how a video is. Not cool at all. True. I don't get it a lot. Like, I do get people give me suggestions a lot, but they always say it nicely. You know, like, could you do this? Could you try that? Could you make this kind of video? And I always answer them politely. Sometimes I will do it. Sometimes, you know, even if it's very appropriate, it's just, I'm not going to do it because I can't do everything, you know? I don't make enough videos to do everything that people ask. But they're usually super nice. Once in a while you get someone who's not that nice and acts entitled, for example. On a true crime video. Yeah, usually the bad stuff happens on true crime. I don't know why. I really don't. Someone said something like, instead of making these kind of videos, you should focus on videos that are about Indigenous Canadian missing women. I think that's what they said, something like that. And that might help them be found. So I didn't even have to respond to this person at all. The responses from everyone else did the job, because someone's like, you know, it's a good request, but that's the wrong way to ask it. And someone said, let her do what she wants. Someone said, why don't you ask the giant, you know, channels with like millions of views? Why don't you ask them to do it? Why are you asking her to do it? And someone said, why don't you make your own channel and then you can do whatever you want? That was the best answer. Like, seriously, that is what we should say to everyone who has some kind of entitled thing to say. Say, make your own channel and then you can do it. Hey, great idea. But yeah, like, I don't see anything wrong with making videos about Indigenous missing women, but I'm certainly not going to devote my channel to that, because I'm just not that they're not deserving. I mean, they are. is healthy because it has antioxidants. I don't know. Highly addictive, yeah. I mean, it is addictive. I don't I don't wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I need coffee, like mentally, like that. I don't have that kind of an addiction. But if I don't have coffee for like 12 hours, I will get a very bad headache. So it is physically addictive. But I think it's kind of easy to get off of it if you want to. You just start switching out like half calf, half decaf until you're off it. Okay, from Cami Generic. I prefer when people give their kids unusual or made-up names. It seems more thoughtful than giving them a common name that so many people already have. Yes and no, right? Because it could be hard for the kid. Maybe they won't see it like that when they have some kind of weird name, like Apple, when everyone else's name is Lisa and Mary and Jennifer and their name is Apple. You might think it's really cute and really cool, but they might be like, what the heck is this name? And people might make fun of them, and teachers could mispronounce it depending, but, I get what you're saying, totally. Like, my mother wanted to name me Jennifer, but at the time, it was like the most popular name, and everyone's name was Jennifer. Like, literally, like every class of kids would have like 4 Jennifers. So she named me Nicole. Now you might think Nicole is super common, but the year that I was born, it was not common at all. And like, for example, throughout school, like elementary school, there was no one with my name. It wasn't until, middle school and high school, there was one other girl named Nicole, and that was it. Like, it was not a popular name at all. Okay, from Danielle. Eating with just a fork is a personal insult to me, and we need to normalize eating with our hands or with a fork and spoon to properly and more easily scoop up food. Wow, that's interesting. I have no problems getting my food onto a fork unless it is soup or oatmeal or yogurt, right? I guess maybe if you're eating spaghetti, it might be easier to get it up on a fork and spoon, although I've never done that. Eating with your hands, though, I mean, some things that are finger foods are good to eat with your hands, like French fries, chicken nuggets, like a piece of raw vegetable. But like sloppy things, I wouldn't want to put my hands into that. I just don't want them to get all dirty. But that is definitely an interesting one. Mandy J. Strawberry is the best flavor in a Neapolitan ice cream carton. Strawberry shakes are the best shakes. Well, I would say that the vanilla is the best in the Neapolitan. I mean, I like strawberry, but it's not my favorite. Strawberry shakes, no. If I were gonna get a shake, I'd want something that was more chocolatey, peanut buttery, something like that. Vicky SX. I'm apparently the only person who doesn't think sloths are cute. Those things creep me out. I can see what you mean, seriously. They do have that weird little smile on their face. Even though that's just the way they look, I don't think they're really smiling. And then they have like 3 toes, and they walk really slow, and they are a little creepy. You're right, but I never have seen a sloth in real life. From Kevin. Alfredo sauce needs to be wiped off the face of the earth. I don't mind Alfredo sauce. especially in pizza when they put too much cheese with tuna, and the list is still long. Okay, so I guess you're like a picky eater, would that be right? No offense. I mean, I love spaghetti and pasta, I like chicken, I love chocolate, I love cheese. I mean, I don't like a pizza with too much cheese either. Just the right amount is enough for me. Tuna, I don't eat tuna. So I have a list of things I don't eat that's pretty long also. So I get it. From the sweethearts, Jeanette and Nelson. Laundry pods, what's the point? Measuring out the correct amount of laundry detergent isn't exactly rocket science. Yeah, you're right. I don't use laundry pods. I think I might have had them once. And they didn't even melt, like they came back out unmelted. So, I was like, what the heck? And you're right, like what is so hard about pouring it? It's not difficult, it's no harder pouring it into the little cup and dumping it in than taking a pod and tossing it. It's the same amount of effort, let's be real. I mean, same thing with the dishwasher. I do actually have the pods for the dishwasher now. I can't really explain why I have them, but I just do. But yeah, this whole pod thing is a little bit out of control. Okay, from Katie721. Harry Potter is overrated. I don't understand the hype. Now, I was an adult when Harry Potter came out, so I read the book because of the hype. You know, everyone was talking about Harry Potter, Harry Potter, Harry Potter. Like, I gotta read at least one book. I have to know something just to be part of, you know, culture. So I read it. It was fine, but it's a children's book, and I'm not really into children's books, you know. Young adult I like, but straight up children's book, I don't really want to do that. So maybe if I were like 10 years old, I would love the whole thing. Maybe, you know. But like, I'm kind of with you because I don't really care about it. I really don't. I mean, the characters are cute, like the little Funko Pops of them and stuff. But it's not my thing. Mandy J. Coke or Pepsi? Neither. Cola isn't good. Dr. Pepper forever. Okay. No. I gotta disagree. I like Coke and Pepsi. I like Coke better than Pepsi. I also like Dr. Pepper. But true or false, isn't Dr. Pepper cola, but just with some cherry flavor? Wouldn't you consider it cola? Okay. From Wicked Garden. Pine Sol should only be made in pine scent. Otherwise, it's not Pine Sol. Am I pronouncing that wrong? Pine Sol, Pine Sol. I don't know why I'm having trouble. I buy it. Pine Sol. Yeah, I mean, my favorite is the pine scent also. And oddly enough, my husband loves the lemon. And we got into like a thing about it where I'm like, you know, he went and actually bought the lemon one because I had bought the pine one and he wanted the lemon. Like, he didn't complain, but on his own time he bought the lemon one. So when we ran out of both, I went to the store and I stood there and I wanted to buy the pine. I was like, you know what? He likes the lemon, let me just get the lemon. That's me being altruistic, okay? Like, seriously, I like the pine one, but I bought the lemon for him. Okay. positive aspects for sure. I mean, they didn't make all that money for nothing, but right now, I'm not interested in watching it. I mean, maybe someday I'll go back into a phase where I want to. I much prefer Seinfeld, to be honest. And, what else? King of Queens. I like those two a lot better. Okay, I don't know how to say this. I'm gonna spell it. Milesxparx. So maybe Miles X Parks. I tried. Kinda intense. Sorry if I type too much, but I feel as though Gen Z, my generation, is falsely stereotyped negatively and will make huge differences like no other generations before, but we're held back by part of older generations blinded by cataracts of old ideology that see us as nothing but kids. I believe the future is bright because we, my generation, are in it. Yeah, I'm sure that your generation has a lot of good to offer, and don't worry, it's only a matter of time. You're not going to be seen as kids forever because your generation is getting older, and the oldest generation that you're talking about, they won't always be in power, right? So I think just a little more time and things will change. Okay, from Annie Johnson, oatmeal raisin cookies are better than chocolate chip. Okay, that is debatable because it all depends on the brand, Like, if it's a real cheap, junky one, it's not going to be very good, And the chocolate chip would probably be better. But if you go to a bakery, it's possible that their oatmeal raisin could be better than their chocolate chip. Like, I wouldn't make a blanket statement. I would have to be given 2 cookies and say which one is better. I have to taste them, and then I will decide. Okay, from Katie. Fireworks are overrated and pointless. Personally, I'm not like super into fireworks. And where I live, fireworks are illegal. Like, if you are a regular private person, you are not allowed to set off fireworks. And I think that's good because there are a lot of accidents that happen. So you have to hire somebody who is, authorized to do fireworks if you want to have them for like your 4th of July party. So that makes it a little better, at least it's safer. But like this past 4th of July, I was so over it because I think it was a Monday. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the celebrations began like on Friday night. And from Friday night through Monday night, there were non-stop fireworks. Like, just like everyone had a party. Like, everyone had their turn to have a party each night, and it was just non-stop, constantly fireworks from like 9 p.m. until like at least midnight. You'd have these fireworks, and by the 4th of July, I was like, I don't even care anymore. Like, I've seen enough and heard enough. But I don't want to be a party pooper, Like, I do know that they can be very beautiful and a lot of fun, So, I guess it depends. Oh, and also I know pets hate them, so that's a thing, right? Dogs are so afraid of fireworks, so if you have a dog, you probably really don't like fireworks. incredibly overrated. I have to say I don't really have an opinion either way about Beyonce, so I won't comment. From Wilda Solberg, I don't like lasagna. It's extremely overrated and it isn't even that good. I like lasagna if it's good, so I think that's another scenario where you'd have to put it in front of me. I have to taste it and say, is this good or not, I make lasagna and I really like it. I mean, it's definitely not like my top 10 food, but I like it. It's good and very, very fattening. Okay, from Southern Belle Whisper. I'm prob going to lose some subs if they see this comment, but I hate shows like Stranger Things or The Walking Dead. I just haven't been into shows that couldn't happen in real life, but I do love zombie video games. LOL. Okay. Well, I totally relate to what you're saying. I wouldn't have thought that I would like anything like that. Like, if you met me 10 years ago, I'd probably say, no way, I wouldn't watch anything like this. Anything that's like a fantasy show or science fiction, I would never watch it. But that has changed over time, and I do watch like a lot of these things. Stranger Things, I really liked it. Like, not my favorite ever, but I really liked the first few seasons. This last season, I wasn't even able to finish it. I think I almost finished the second to last episode. It's just like dragging. Like, why are they dragging this? And there was like just so much extra in there. Like the whole thing of the people in Russia. Like, they could have just cut that whole thing out. I'm sorry. I know people love it, and I really liked it too, but it just got so like drawn out in the last season. The Walking Dead, like, I watched a little bit, maybe a bunch of episodes of the first season, and I was like, this is just the same thing every single time. It's just these zombies walking around trying to get the people and turn them into zombies. It's always the same. Like, who cares? So for the most part, I don't really like those kind of shows, but once in a while I will get into one. Like, obviously, Game of Thrones, which is what the shirt I'm wearing, but you can't see. The North remembers. I don't wear this shirt anymore in real life, trust me. It's too old of a show now, but I loved that show. Loved, and you wouldn't think that I would have. And I would never have expected to, but I got into it and I really loved it. So, I guess it really depends on the show. Alright, from Mandy J. Alicia Keys can't sing. Once again, I don't have an opinion on Alicia Keys. Sorry. From Eli Garcia. I understand using he, she as pronouns, but they, them as pronouns for a single person. I don't understand the point. Well, we don't want to get into too much here because it's super controversial. But obviously the they, them is for people who don't use he or she. They use they. And yes, in the past, they was for plural, but now it is used that way, and I'll just leave it there. Mandy J. Love isn't real. I think it is. Really, I mean, like, maybe romantic love you could sit around and debate, but love for your children, that's real. Bacon is gross. I'm with ya. I mean, I don't think it's gross. I wouldn't go that far, but I don't eat bacon. I don't like it. Okay, beard, you're gonna get it in the comments. If any, but luckily for you, we're at the end of the video, and most people are not here anymore, so they didn't hear it, right? But are women worse drivers?